Hello, Demi Jack here, and welcome to This Week in Pop Culture. Today we are talking about Star Wars. Now, George Lucas has come out today, and he has blasted Disney and Disney's Star Wars. We're going to get into what he's saying about Star Wars, and I just want to say I do like Star Wars. One of my childhood movies and TV shows is up there. Okay, George Lucas lost control of Star Wars according to a recent interview. Seemingly slams Disney's take on the franchise. Now you're going to be seeing in a second why I called Star Wars Disney Star Wars instead of Star Wars. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, in a relevantly recent interview with George Lucas, has revealed an interesting detail about the most recent and fairly divisive Star Wars trilogy produced by Disney. Yes, a lot of people hate it, but there are also some people that like it. In October 2020, Lucas, alongside his wife and the chairwoman of Starbucks, Melanie Hobson, appeared as part of a virtual speaker series for the East Harlem School Exodus House. Now, if you want to see this interview, there will be a link to this article in the description where you can check this article out and watch this video. Now, during the interview, 7th grade Jeremiah asks Lucas around the 42.50 minute mark. Now he goes on to say something kind of political, maybe too political for this channel, but I'm just going to read it anyway. The world has changed so much since the first Star Wars movie. How do you think the changes in the fight for racial justice will impact the Star Wars going forward? Now George Lucas has responded, I don't know. I mean, I kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different path than what I intended. Now that is pretty big take. He lost control of Star Wars and is going in a different path than George Lucas wanted. He then added, but the first 6 Star Wars films are very much mine and my philosophy. And I think that philosophy sort of goes beyond any time because it's based on history, it's based on philosophy, it's based on lots of things, he continued. He went on to say the first 3 basically tell you how democracy turns into a dictatorship and you end up with the tyrant, the emperor. It's very important now, where we are now in our political history. The Star Wars creator also explains all the various colors and shapes of the aliens and everything that live in the world. It's a normal situation. There's no real discrimination. Well, I just want to point out to you, George Lucas, you're probably forgetting something, but there is an alien race called Twi'leks. They're basically those things with those antennas hanging from their heads. They have 2 of them, and they come in various colors, green, orange, red, blue, whatever. Anyway, many of them are slaves. Personally, I consider that some sort of discrimination, but whatever. Lucas went on, the only discrimination is against robots, and we haven't really reached that period yet, and I'm sure that robots will be able to overcome it, because they don't have the same feelings. You might be wondering why he's talking about robots. In the Star Wars lore, robots got very, very aggressive and rebelled. Eventually they were overcome, but many people still hate robots because of that. It says here, but it really shows you the terms of the way politics are and the way things are and how to fight these ideas. A lot of it really has to do with overcoming fear, Lucas added. Lucas would continue to answer the questions diving into Anakin's fall and making parallels to humanity's journey on Earth. Interesting enough, the last bit almost sounds like a jab at L337, the rogue droid from Solo Star Wars that was an advocate for droids' rights and also seemingly had a relationship with Lando Carlson, but that's mainly speculation. Yes, I think the Lando Carlson thing is speculation, but yeah, the droid is pretty woke. Like, let's be honest here. YouTuber Ryan Kinnell also commented on Lucas's answer and referred to Disney language that the sequel trilogy was the conclusion of the Skywalker saga. He said, this is not the Skywalker saga. 7, 8, and 9 are not Star Wars, it's Disney Star Wars, which are very different. George Lucas just laid that out for you, and he agrees with you. He agrees with you that this is not part of his story. This is what this man is saying right now. Now, as said, you'll be able to watch his video in the article in the link below in case you want to watch it. I just want to say real quick, Disney Star Wars, basically 7, 8, and 9 are not Star Wars. They are Disney Star Wars. It's a whole different thing. It's Disney Star Wars, not Star Wars. It says here that George Lucas decided to sell Star Wars back in 2012, but he recently revealed that this was because working on the new trilogy would have taken up the last, at the very least, another 10 years of his life, and he decided to raise his new daughter. Instead, he also sold Lucasfilms, which included Star Wars, for $4.5 billion in cash and stocks. Boy oh boy, I wish I had $4.05 billion in cash and stocks. One of the first things that Disney did upon acquiring the rights to Star Wars was to remove the extended universe from canon, which is a decision that immediately had fans scratching their heads. Mind you, it technically is canon again now, because in case you don't know, a couple of months back, some guy that worked at Lucasfilms said that you can decide what is canon for yourself. So I'm just going to decide that the extended universe is canon. Now, well, Lucas himself never let the expanded universe dictate what happened in his movies, mainly the prequels. Most fans these days consider it to be canon, especially when it comes to events that took place after Star Wars Episode VI, Return of the Jedi. Unfortunately, Star Wars fans may never get to see another Star Wars film produced or directed by George Lucas, unless what Doomcock is saying is correct, which is definitely a shame, but they did get a chance to know more about the plans the Star Wars creator had for a new sequel trilogy. According to the information revealed in Paul Duncan's Star Wars Archives 1999 to 2005, George Lucas's plans for the sequel trilogy include the return of Darth Maul, Darth Talon, Luke's rebuilding of the Jedi Order, would have even seen Leia becoming the Chosen One. That sounds like a really good set of 3 movies. It says here, as a matter of fact, George Lucas did not have outlines for the new Star Wars trilogy, and he was disappointed when he saw that none of his ideas were used in Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, or the other 2 films for that matter, which is something the former Disney CEO Bob Iger actually confirmed. Now, I believe this is a link to another article. If you want to read that article, go to the description in this video, click on the link to the article, then click on this blue writing. Now don't worry, George, we're all disappointed by those movies too. I personally think that Disney Star Wars is absolute trash. It's absolute trash. They don't know what they're doing about Star Wars. They basically rejected all of George Lucas's ideas, and I can see 100% why he's salty. Now some people are probably just gonna say, he's salty, he's salty. Well, yeah, he probably is salty, but he has a right to be salty. They didn't use his ideas. They should have used his ideas. And Disney is saying that they don't have to use his ideas. They just want to do it their way. They just want to turn Star Wars into something woke. George Lucas seems to kind of agree. Star Wars has lost its tracks, and Star Wars today is Disney Star Wars, not Star Wars. They are 2 very different things. In fact, I personally don't see Star Wars as very political. Like, let's be 100% obvious here. I don't see Star Wars as political. However, I see Disney Star Wars as political. That is definitely political. And I don't want to see any politics in movies. I just don't think it belongs in movies. Now, you can call me whatever you want after I said that, but I just don't think politics belongs in movies. I think they're just there to entertain. Like, that's legit it. They're just there to entertain. Like, they're basically a court jester. Like, let's be honest. They're basically a court jester. I mean, when the court jester starts becoming the king, that's when you get into serious problems. Like, let's be 100% obvious here. Now, I just want to hit this video up with one more statement. I just really feel that if we had George Lucas's sequel trilogy that he wanted to do, and we know information about it. However, I would actually like to know what 100% goes on in that sequel trilogy, because it sounds awesome. He wants to make Princess Leia the Chosen One. That sounds awesome. So, let me know what you think about all this. Do you think George Lucas is right? Do you think he destroyed Disney Star Wars? Do you think he's just salty? Let me know in the comments down below. And as also, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below for more content as I cover Let's Plays, gaming news, as well as TV shows and movies such as Star Wars. And I'll see you all next time. I am Demi Jack, signing out.